Hello friend, it's Pat Sloan here for my daily video, and we are on Wednesday, which means Block Wednesday. And we're doing cozy things, which is bringing all kinds of hygge or cozy feeling into our lives. But first we're going to do the topic of the day. And it's actually kind of an interesting one. This was a question one of my friends thought up. I'm not sure who thought this one up. If you remember, tell me, you guys. Is like, the question is, do you sew in the season or do you sew ahead of the season? Meaning, like right now is November, do you sew Thanksgiving things right now? And of course, Christmas things right now. Or would you, like in, May or August or September, be sewing Thanksgiving and, Halloween and Christmas? So do you like to sew closer to the season so you feel like kind of you're making something current, or do you prefer to, get it done early on and it's all ready, but you're not going to display it then? So it's like, to me, it's kind of that thing where it's like, well, if I make it now, I can display it, but some things take a lot longer. So that's why we do Christmas in July and fall things in August, so that you can have enough time to finish something that's a bit bigger. So I'd love to hear what you do. What is your way of handling your seasonal or, holiday type sewing? Okay, cozy things, cozy things. If you've been reading any of the hygge books or even articles that are out there, you will notice that nature is a theme that runs through everything. Is that nature is cozy. Nature is a way to nourish ourselves. Nature is a way to bring in good things to our lives. And being in nature, being outside, not just looking out your window at it, but actually being outside in it, taking a walk, going in your garden, doing those kind of things is key to balancing our lives. That is the philosophy. So I did a block that I have not done in a long time. It's a traditional block. And here it is, our nature block for cozy things is a traditional block called a rosebud block. And I did one of these as one of my very early patterns, way long time ago, and I have always loved this block. And so I'm super excited to have it into the cozy things. It just makes me feel good to make one again. And as always, in the pattern, I show you what it would look like in a quilt. So I have a little layout that uses this so that you can do it in repeat if you decide you love this block as well. I like it that you could mix up, like you could do a whole bunch of different blue fabrics. You could make a scrappy. You could make all the tips red and you could make that scrappy and use up things. You would just be, maybe you would even have different backgrounds. You could do all different creams. I think this would be fabulous as a scrappy quilt. Now, I also talked about the today in my post, which is linked below, and also yesterday I think I talked about the setting block. This is the block in the layout. So there's actually blocks in the layout, not just sashing or border treatment. There are these setting blocks, and you make 6 of them. And I did a little audition as to what color did I want in the middle. And I have a little pictures, has pictures on the website below for that. So here's what I ended up with, which I tell you. So I did the blue. I decided to go with the blue. The red looks really good too, but there's a lot of red because my verticals are red. I decided I would add in a splash of other color to it. Now, we had last week, our block was to build a cozy nook. So how did you do? Did you make a cozy nook? Did you look around your house and see if you have a cozy nook? Did you decide you don't have one, but you started thinking about how can you make one? How can you have that place that you can sit and relax and make it your own? I told you that I'm thinking about having sort of a potting table, like a potting table outside. I don't need a potting shed. I don't need that. I'm not that. And I don't need all that elaborate, and I don't want to have to store that much stuff. I just need a potting bench, so that I can work at table height and repot some plants, or go through things I want to look at, and have a place outside for it. Because I'd also like to, for me, a cozy place is I want to build a little trellis and a little garden around it, to have something really pretty. Particularly, I like to have it so I can see it outside my window where my desk is, because my desk is over on the side there. I've showed you that before. So my desk is over there, and it sits in the corner, and I look out that window. So that is really what I'm interested in doing. It's like a very cozy thing for me, which could be all year, because I have, I could feed the birds there and be able to see them a little bit closer. They're a little further out right now in the yard, the bird feeder. So that's my plan, what I've been working through. I also got the physical copy of this book that I told you I'd gotten the digital and was reading it. I like this one. She's got a little bit different approach, and as far as she's really practical. She's also a chef, and so she's written cookbooks. And so inside here, besides, there's going to be a whole lot of recipes, which I thought, because I have cooking adventures, I thought, well, that was really neat. I like the idea of having some recipes in addition. And she has some really pretty photography. Let me see. Well, there's just one of the trees. So the phrase that I finished up on recently that I was looking, the title of that section is called How to Think Like a Cook. But the quote is from Julia Child. And it says, no one is born a great cook. One learns by doing. And I think that is true for absolutely everything. Everything. Nobody is born. People will say to me, oh, I'm self-taught quilter. Well, of course you are. Everybody is. And then you learn something, but you don't know it just by reading it or watching it. You have to do it. So everything has to be done in order to be locked into your hand-eye motion. Everything has to be done. You learn and you get good by doing. And the more you do, the better you get. So I think that it's a fabulous quote. It just really speaks to me. It's like, yes, it's like just what Julia tells everybody the same thing I tell them. You got to do it. You got to do the thing. Don't just read about it. So I don't know. I like this book, and I wanted to get a printed version so that I could have something to sort of sit and look at. And because it has the recipes, it'll probably go like in my cookbook section. Yes. So it's got double duty. So I had a little present, and I wanted to say thank you because I could not find an email or private message or to say thank you. So this is from Kay, and Kay sent me this. And it came with this absolutely stinking cute little gnome guy. Look at him. Look. He is so cute. Isn't that darling? I love that. Thank you. You made my day. And also she wrapped it up in a little rickrack. So cute. This is so nice when you send me something. Mwah. Thank you so much. Now, I had a little thing about the quilt on the wall back there. My out west, and deciding whether I needed to change a block, and I did. So let's take a look at this together. I decided that because every time I was looking at this, I really was thinking, yes, I would like to put this block out away from here because it was touching so much of it. Was heavy. It was a heavy visual there in that spot. So yesterday I removed this block and that block, and I switched them. I just removed them out of the quilt. I did not take borders and all that stuff off. No, I just undid them and then sewed them back in. So I wanted to give you the analysis of that. I'm very happy with that. Happy I did it. And it is not hard to do, but you do need to take your time and you need to be focused. And I would recommend, if you're going to take a full quilt like that and remove blocks and switch them, that you actually work right through the process, because it's too easy to get something twisted and not in the right space, because you've got to kind of be on your A game. Just because it's easy to the fabrics, you're not looking at things in a normal way, so it's easy to maybe get something sewn to the wrong place and you have to undo more stuff. So it took me 1 hour and 20 minutes from the first seam I undid to the last seam I sewed, and I thought that was pretty darn good. 1 hour and 20 minutes, and now I'm very happy with it. And you know, somebody said to me, oh, well, I would have done it before I put the borders on. It's like, yes, that would have been lovely if that had happened, but it didn't. At the time I was putting the borders on, I either didn't, you know, really get super focused on how it looked, or I felt like, well, it was fine. And that happens sometimes. You put it together because you're working. You're right on top of it, and you're not standing back from it and really seeing it. So when you're like right on top of things and you're work, you don't always notice where something might be unbalanced, color-wise or unbalanced, the density of the blocks. So after I'd had it a while, that's when I was really knowing that, yeah, I want to change it. So see, all done. Only took an hour and 20 minutes. What do you probably waste an hour and 20 minutes online, and instead you could fix something. That's it. I got it done. I'm so excited. Could not be happier with that. The little Christmas tree, I made some progress on that. This is like, I feel like I can do things again. Like, you know, they're a little slow still. Everything's slow, but I, you know, get stuff done. And here I put this border on. So I'm super happy with that. That's looking really cute. So I will get the other outer gray. I'll need another strip of gray, and then this will be ready to get basted to quilt. So for our week 3 of the Charming Trees. And I want to go ahead and get everybody thinking about the fact that we're going to move the elephants to the end of December. We'll move it to the last Monday of December so that people have a chance to get the Morrison Park fabric when it comes back in. And we'll, somebody said, we'll stomp into the new year with the elephant quilt. And I thought, actually, we'll stomp out of 2020. Let's just stomp out of 2020, and we'll just, you know, glide into 2021, because holy cow, it's got to be better. It's like, it's got to be better by that time. That's the things have to be eventually sometime in 2021. So that's what we're going to do. So you'll see it on the calendar. You'll see it on the calendar. You can change it on the 30th on your calendar. Go fix it and make a note to yourself that it'll start the end of December. But I'm actually going to start making some blocks so you'll be able to see them and get excited about it. And then I'll probably make a couple, you know, between now and when we start. So we'll start right after Christmas, right before the new year. It'll be super fun. Now, I did ask yesterday how many people, you know, did you have a jelly roll? Would you want to make something with a jelly roll? And a lot of people are like, yes, I own jelly rolls. So I showed you 2 different patterns, and I'll link them below. So you want to print off the one that you like, and then we will start a Monday jelly roll for, like, you know, sew a jelly roll quilt for, you know, 4 weeks or something like that, from the middle of, we'll do it on Mondays, the middle of January, the middle of November into December. So we'll do it like that, you know, probably 4-5 weeks. Maybe we'll do it for 5 weeks. We'll talk about the jelly roll quilt. And I know people get on a roll, but, you know, a roll, I didn't mean that. So here's 2. You want to print the one, and you can do the one that you like. You can find any jelly roll pattern that you like. But jelly rolls, you'll also see them come like the Benertex ones come in packaged. They're flat wraps. They're still 2.5-inch strips. You can make them from your own stash as well. But the Morrison Park, if you love that, there'll be plenty of time for you to order. If you order now, go order this, and you can get either my fabric as a background, or, you know, I might try a solid, like in a really pale blue for this. I think that might be really pretty. Try something a little bit different instead of white. Just do a super pale blue. So I have to go find a color that works for that. All right, my friend, it is time for you to make your nature block for Cozy Things, and I can't wait to see them. Thank you for everything. I love you. Mwah. See you online.